every once in a while I think through, I like really go through like what is it about the manosphere and all that and blah blah blah, and then and then I remember when it was bad with my mom, when it got bad, when like she started saying real crazy shit. She started calling me on the phone all fucked up, and then would start saying just saying stuff about my dad. Like, see, my dad never, one time he cursed her name. He called her out her name. She wasn't there. She had done something and he called her out her name. I never heard him say that word about any woman. Ever. That's how angry he was. And so that's why when I watch like the whole Jada Pinkett Smith thing and all this, and I'm like, yeah, I know that look on Will's face. I know that look. Yeah, Dad. One of the things he said about marriage, he goes, yeah, I get why you want a girlfriend, but, you're going to be married all your life, Donovan. It was hard. It was hard to accept lines like that, like how unsatisfying married life had been for him, but also that I was everything. I mean, by the time he died, he proved it. He had done things literally on his deathbed that proved he was on my side. We were a team. So I just want to put that out there for a lot of women, that by the time both of them died, Dad was on my team, Mom was on her own team, period. He also felt, I could tell, he didn't like the fact that I just didn't like her at a certain point. I just didn't like Mom. She was just a bad person. And everybody who I expressed that to for a long time in my life was like, but that's your mother, and that's literally all they could say. Because they couldn't vouch for her character. They weren't there. They weren't there to hear horrible shit she would say. Horrible fucking things about my dad. And I mean, and he did, I mean, he broke himself for her. He broke himself for her. And so this is why, every once in a while, I really to think, I'm like, yeah, you got to reach for that part of you that it hurts. This is why for a lot of you feminists, and you don't deserve love. You don't like men, so you don't deserve to be loved. No man should love you. Like feminists should understand that maybe if they have a son, he might kind of like her. He'll feel guilty. He'll feel duty bound. Like he's got to do right by his mom because he's a man. But that's if you can even teach him to be that good, that much of a man. But you don't deserve it. And it's a really important thing to understand. Because Aaron Clarey said that, and at one point I was like, that's rough, but that's fucking true. If you were to put some kind of movement, some ideology ahead of love itself, then you don't deserve love. You got some point to prove to the men of the world, how they treat women and blah, blah, blah. It's like, oh, you're gonna show the men that you're strong, and you're like all those stupid girl songs where you just name things, you're that. I'm strong, I'm independent, I'm blah, 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 I'm blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, whatever. You'll see. 35 will hit you. And this was something actually that a young woman made me understand very recently. Men can understand what it's like getting old. Women cannot. Women can just simply there's nothing in our culture that acquaints women with the idea that one day they'll be old and weak. And when women get old and weak, they need their children. because nobody cares. I mean, for men, it's one thing, but for women, the desperation, the real feeling of nobody cares is a different level of devastating. Men quite successfully will just take a lead pill, you know. We'll just jump off a building, you know. but women unsuccessfully poison themselves. So it's just one of these things. I mean, just really, you know, it really is this thing that if you're a feminist, just don't ever bother men. Just don't bother us. Just don't ever date a man. Don't, because you can't love us. You don't have the capacity. This is something you have to develop. It doesn't matter that you don't understand that. You have to develop it. Like men have to work at getting game. You know, we have to build up our muscles. We have to build up our finances. Women have to learn how to actually love other human beings. They can give birth to them. Doesn't mean they even like them. We could see this is overwhelming. The evidence for that one's overwhelming. That women don't really care much about their children in America. When Aaron Clarey really started hitting on these points, I was like, ooh, damn, come on, dude. But then finally I'm like, wait. He wouldn't say it without evidence. And then I started to think about what evidence would he use? What evidence do I know that he cites? And then when I thought about it, I was like, yeah, that's actually true. That's quite accurate. You know, that it really is this thing of that if women aren't properly socialized, they will return back to like when men are improperly socialized, they become, you know, like psychopathic savages who carjack and beat people up and burn fucking things, burn Denny's down, burn Wendy's down, you know, fight with cops, fight with a man with a gun, you know. How you gonna shoot me? I'm bleak. How you gonna shoot me, policeman? That ain't cool. That would be racist. I was just beating you up. You need to karate fight me. Why didn't he karate fight him? He should have used karate. Anyway. So, you know, it's all these brothers that think they have the glow. Shown up. No, I'm shown up. No, I'm shown up. Blam. Oh, no, I'm not. Who's the baddest? Blam. So not you. So is not you. You so is dead. The police shot you, sucker. Dumbass. So, feminists, just keep that in mind. Like, no, just... And for women who it's like, you know, so you want kids. You want kids? Then you better drop that feminist shit. You better learn how to... You know, you better learn how to make your man's shirts look good. Like the collar, how to fucking iron the collar. Better learn how to do that. Most of you don't even know hospital corners. I bet a whole bunch of you, I bet there's more men in my comments who will know what hospital corners are. They'll be like, holy shit, hospital corners. Yep. Because Dad was in the service. Hospital corners, son. All right. I just think about that every once in a while when I think about all the kind of like little things. Like my dad taught me how to shine shoes. When my dad taught me how to read the stock page. When I met my teacher, and he kind of became my surrogate dad after Dad passed away. I was a very lucky man to have men real men teach me about how to be a man. Yeah. It's very fortunate. God is merciful. It's merciful to fools. Yeah. So, just some thoughts.